Hey, welcome back. Here we go. Lady Centrella. No, this is with the Canopian royal family. It's gonna pay down our interest. So it's a big ship. Alright. I'm not gonna sound desperate. Sure, we'll go with the middle one. So basically, there's this big ship called the Argo, and we're going to help an engineer to get this thing off the ground because she wants to recover it. So we're gonna have to send mechs there. While we're here, I just want to look. That's the beauty I want right there. That guy. 200 grand. I'm actually going to buy one.
New weapon systems available.
And then you also have to buy some ammo. So I'm going to buy at least one, two,
New equipment available.
three of them. Now what's crazy is we have to move again. So we flew here to just do a storyline, and now we got to move back to Alloway, which is actually where we were just at. So now we could do Detroit and get a little quest in. These will always pop up, by the way. So when I say do all the other stuff you can, I mean you could theoretically do this for a long time. I should have maybe done that before I blasted 18 days, but so we got this AC-20 thing that we were talking about. And so here you can see, like, I have the blackjack with all the medium lasers. If I strip the equipment and just put an AC-20 on, I'm already up to 40 out of 45. I do have to put some ammo on, so at least you want at least two. And the heat efficiency is good. I'm going to go ahead and put a third ammo on, so that way I don't run out of ammo. And then maybe a heat sink. And then we're going to increase our armor. And bam. Now you might be asking, why are you doing this? So those medium lasers, 25 damage each, are pretty good. The AC-2 is 25 damage, also pretty good. And we had two of them. So that's 50 damage. And this is another 100. I could be theoretically doing 150 damage. And you're not wrong. The AC-20 does 100. So this is a all-in type of shot. You're either hitting them or you're not. And you're doing massive damage or you're not. The 4 medium lasers are going to cause heat issues for a mech like this. They aren't necessarily always going to hit. And you can see the stability is 0. The AC-2 does stability of 5. This is doing a stability of 40. So not only will it hit, but it'll do a massive amount of knocking them off their feet as well. But yes, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a big gun, and this also falls in line with our pilot skill of if you shoot one and only one weapon, you bypass all of their entrenchments. And I don't have that skill yet, though, so this is a little premature. But since we're traveling, we're gonna just go ahead and use that time.
Calculating course now, Commander.
So now we're spending another 18 days. We're gonna have to do another financial report. All right, Decker. Order him to put it back. Give him 20 grand to pay the fine. And if he was a technician, we could have done this, but he's not a technician. So I'll go ahead and pay the fine. And increase the morale by 1. It's like Battlestar Galactica with the jumps. So it does creep up because the more experience your guys get, the more the salary becomes. The salary costs go up. These costs stay the same. Well, actually, this went up too because some of the bank loan interest payments 70 grand, so that's expensive. All right, we are still 10 days away on our travel. Here we go. They're asking if we want to proceed, and the answer is yes. Let's go. And we're going to a moon, which means that our heat management is going to be poor. Strong anti-air cover. I'm going to hover over the yellow stuff. And that's all lore, I think, from the Battletech lore and books. I'm sure there's probably some awesome connections that, you know, some nerd who's really into the Battletech lore that all this connects to, and to me it's just another mission. So we're going to take down radar towers so we can approach the derelict and get it off the ground. Alright, so we get the Griffin in. We do have some rearranging to do. The Griffin is our LRMs, so we said that's going to be Decker. The Vindicator is our heat management, and we want it to be, yeah, Medusa. The Blackjack is ours. And then, yeah, the Shadowhawk's gonna be Behemoth, so let's go. So, this is going to be a multi-part mission. We have to destroy these towers first. Then we go to the crash site, and there's going to be stuff happening all along the way. This is not a simple mission. This is definitely a campaign mission. Like, all those other ones were a little bit random. You know, you don't know what you're getting. This one, every time you play the campaign, you're always doing this mission. And my advice to you is to definitely save often. So defenses appear to be limited. And maybe even save, like, multiple saves. Now, just like they taught you in the very first mission, there's a turret generator here. And if you take that down, the pirate turrets do go down with it. And like I said, it's a campaign thing. You don't get this as much with the other ones. But, anyways. These are the radar towers we have to destroy for their anti-air defense. But they also have... That's different than the towers that are going to kill you. I don't know where those towers are, and maybe they'll show up as we get closer. But this is the thing we need to destroy. That right there. I would swear there's a second one we need to destroy, and I might be wrong. Or maybe it's further in. Been a while since I've done the campaign.
Ready for orders.
So yeah, I'm gonna just blindly charge forward, I think. Yeah, because this is what we gotta go after. So let's do it.
On the move.
Copy that.
I don't have a super fast dude anymore. That's the trade-off I made. And here you can see we have a tower right here, a turret. So I need to ignore the turret and just go straight for that.
Commander.
Now what I can do is just reserve, make the turrets take their turn.
Yes, Commander.
So by doing this, I'm not sure I have the range
No one else
to hit the...
Wake up, you idiots! We've got company!
Yeah, see, it's not letting me hit the...
Driving giant battlemechs.
That's too far
We
away.
can't fight it.
Any more objections? Good.
The fact that
Get out there
I
and
missed
fight.
stunk. Turret's not that good. I'm just gonna run.
Full throttle.
Waiting for orders. Let's move. Ready for orders.
Now this is our LRM machine, and it's not letting me target that, which is annoying. So at least destroy that so he doesn't harm us. Alright, now we're on a new round. That's a vehicle there, so I do have to worry about the vehicle. I think we're going to reserve again.
Roger that. Standing by.
Whatever they got's going to have to move towards us. I destroyed that one turret, so it's not like they can shoot us.
Standing by.
See, now this is getting me into all kinds of harm's way, but you can see I can go after the turret, and that's my goal. So I'm going to run up,
Reporting enemy contact.
and yes, we are going to go after the turret generator.
Target acquired.
Not enough. Oh, I get to go again. So this, I can move up, but I can't shoot. And I don't know the full reason. I think it's something like Like next turn I'll be able to shoot and I'll be in range, but not this turn. But let's get the Medusa up.
Position confirmed.
The AC-20 is not necessarily a long-range weapon. It's more of a medium. But by destroying that turret generator, all the turrets got destroyed. They do have a bulldog here. And you can see
Waiting for orders.
now that is obviously my target, but that's the only thing that can hurt me, so we're going to go after what can hurt me. And you might have noticed I just shot a lot more rockets than you've been seeing before. That's because it's the LRM-10. It shoots double the rockets. I think the 10 means it shoots 10 rockets. The other one was LRM-5, which was only shooting 5 rockets. And I happen to have 2 LRM-10s, so I'm shooting 20 rockets. So a lot more than the LRM-5 that we've been using prior. That's not to say that my mechs are super powerful. I did beef up the armor on all of them.
Full throttle.
Hell yeah. Orders.
So I definitely want to take out that bulldog.
Firing.
Wow.
Yeah. On it. Copy that.
There we go, finally.
Vehicle down.
The Medusa generated a lot of heat. And you can see the lunar biome, there's only 65% absorption. And a -1 difficulty to all attacks just means that we get a better chance to hit. So there's our AC-20 doing 100 damage.
Good to go.
And I do have 320 ammo. I am shooting 20 each time. I have to be careful on a mission like this. This mission is extra long, so I don't think I'm going to actually shoot.
Position
I'm
confirmed.
just going to move up and stop. Maybe sensor lock. Yeah, we'll sensor lock that guy.
I've got a sensor lock.
So we got ourselves a striker.
Damage minimal. Receiving you. Aye aye. Acknowledged.
Good, good, good.
Vehicle down.
There's another one over here. So that one only has 50 health left.
All weapons committed.
Perfect.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Orders.
So with the energy weapons, the good news is you have unlimited ammo. You just have to deal with your heat management. We can see these do 25 damage each. So I can shut all 3 of these off. That causes the heat go up. Or I can shut that off and turn on 2 of these. And that actually is going to cause the heat to go down. So 2 of these generates less heat than 1 of those. And you can see it does the same amount of damage.
Attacking from position.
And that's all we needed was 50.
Brought it down. Yes, Commander.
And again, with Decker here, I'm saving my rockets. Maybe it's dumb of me to do, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And again, we're going to do Medusa. I'm going to move up. Target the other tower, 150. That's 50. That's 125. So I'm just going to
Fire.
do 50 damage. Let my heat go down.
What's up, boss?
This one you can see I'm only down to 11 on the AC-5. So I'm just going to move.
On the move. Full speed.
Now, these AC weapons, which 2 of our mechs have, there's a recoil with them. So when you shoot them, the next round, if you shoot them again, you get a big penalty to your accuracy, because there's a recoil effect. If you wait a round, then your aim gets back to normal again. So if you keep shooting every single round, you're going to be dealing with recoil effects affecting your aim. Now, most of the time, your aim's usually still pretty good, that it doesn't matter, but it is something to factor in.
What's up, boss?
And you could theoretically have 2 different weapons. So you shoot the AC on one round, shoot your other weapon the other round, and then just alternate back and forth. That's probably the best thing to do.
What do you need?
And like I'm saying here with Medusa,
Roger.
so now there's 100. So I'm going to go ahead and add that.
Locked on target.
Oh, we must have missed it somehow.
Go.
Alright, I have 21 of this weapon, so we're going to go ahead and shoot that.
Firing.
There we go. First objective done. So now we have to go inside, and that's the reason why I was going this way.
I copy.
Heading up.
And the movement between turns is helpful because it does reduce my heat. Also, I think as soon as the first one gets here, it triggers stuff. Let's see.
Location
Oh.
confirmed.
Save the game. Just so we don't have to repeat all that. If we fail,
Coordinates received.
RNG can really get you in here. Alright, so this is where we need to be. All 4 mechs. There's going to be a whole bunch of guys that are going to show up down here. There's a battle coming. So I'm going to go ahead and position myself here. So with the LRMs, I'm going to go back here.
Moving out.
I got to stay inside. So let's get him in. There it is. So Sumeyer's coming in. They're gonna get to work on getting this thing off the ground. Alright, and then I'm gonna use this opportunity to get a little closer.
On my way.
Move into position.
I think I want to stay.
All right, people, you know what to do. Marines, clear the ship of pirates.
So yeah, whole bunch of them coming in now. So you got this commando. There's a Jenner. They do have a medium or a heavy in here. That's another Jenner, or a Locust. The Locust and a Jenner look similar. As you can see, there was like 3 or 4 reds. There's 2 more reds here,
Waiting
which
for
means
orders.
they have a medium. Those are both mediums back there. And so yeah, there's a whole conglomerate of them. I do not want to get any closer. So right now where I'm standing, like I'm trying to see if I could back away, and I can't. I can stand here. All my chevrons are going to go away if I don't move. If I do this, I can at least get 2 chevrons generated again. And I'm looking at 45, 75. At this point, I want to just take out whatever I can. So we're going to go after this one.
Firing all weapons.
We took out his right arm.
Think I hit something good.
Not horrible. And, oh, that's a vehicle. I never remember them ever having vehicles back there. Maybe that's a little bit random. And yeah, this is an issue. I'm too far away. So we're gonna run closer. It was good that he missed. Alright, Medusa. Also too far away.
Affirmative.
That was a bad... This is why I stood back here. LRMs are really long range. So I can stand all the way back here and hit them. Some of them with really good accuracy. I'm gonna go ahead and do the 60%. There we go. We got rid of one of the vehicles. Well done, well done.
Reporting. Enemy vehicle.
Very happy with that. Now, one of the things you can do is, because I'm showing you the trick of how you could stand really far back, you can reduce his armor to really low and then add more LRMs. And yeah, we're... Oh, look at that, we already lost the right arm. Jeez Louise.
I'm taking internal damage.
I don't know if I want this. The right arm.
Waiting for orders.
Oh, we're good. The AC5, AC2 was not impacted by that. But I hope you are recognizing, though, that this is becoming a problem. So I'm going to back up some more.
Moving to position. Giving you everything I've got.
And there was recoil, so the aim was a little bit off. Alright, so we get our YouTuber out. %, 85%. Ooh, this is tough. I'm gonna go with the 70%.
All weapons committed.
That, my friends, is why you do an AC-20.
Detected.
Did you see what that just did? That's an AC-20 right there.
Receiving you.
Alright, I can go stomp him. But I want to stomp him.
Moving out. Engaging.
Done.
That's one less vehicle.
And then this guy... I know the guy's on the ground, but we want to get the one up on the top here. That's only 30% though. Now this is a case where moving a little closer might actually help.
Moving to position.
And it did. There is such a thing as being too far away.
Dr. Morocco, the pilots have Alpha Squad pinned down in the Argo's main hallway. Bravo Squad is holding the door to engineering, but you better hurry up.
Sergeant? Talk to me.
Gotta be careful. They already got the squishy stuff.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Alright, so... because of the recoil,
Confirmed.
I'm gonna go around
Physical attack.
to let the recoil go away.
Mech.
And then ended up destroying a mech anyways. That guy's gonna stand back up, but he's hurt really bad. That's all he's got is a melee attack. 35 damage.
System
That
full.
wasn't insignificant, let's put it that way. I'm gonna move up one. I don't know who's gonna be better. 60%, 50%. I'm gonna go
All weapons committed.
right there. 100 damage.
Critical damage detected.
Yes, Commander.
And then for this guy, yeah, we're gonna melee again. I don't ever remember facing vehicles in here. I remember facing some really heavy mechs. And this being like a battle where I barely survived. I just smoked these guys.
One less
That or there's another wave.
Dr. Murad, what's happening in there? Come in, Doctor.
It does say 5 out of 7.
A little busy. The pirates are dead. But so are half of my engineers. It's an unholy mess in here. Bodies everywhere.
Can you get the ship flying again? I need an update.
Look, do you want me to talk or do you want me to fix the damn ship? You do your job, I'll do mine.
You tell him, Farad. Alright, so I moved in closer, because now the part I had in my head is going to happen. There's still 2 more coming. So, this one lost his arm, so we're not going to get too aggressive. I'm going to just wait, and wait.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
Yeah, she shows up herself. That's what's happening here. That's a big mech. That's what I remember. So we got another Shadowhawk, just like the one we have. And then she's got her, whatever it is. I think it's a king crab or something like that. Alright. I don't want to go first with this one, because it already lost an arm. And before we continue, let's save.
Commander.
This one already took some damage, but I'm going to go ahead and move to the side, which makes it harder for him to hit. Not this one, but the other one. And then, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take our shot.
All weapons
And we
committed.
missed. That's what happens.
No
All or
damage
nothing.
detected.
Yes, Commander.
Good to go.
And this one, we don't want him to just... This is the guy that's going to get attacked by... It's a quick draw. It's not a crab at all. But the issue is I want to at least get some chevrons generated. And you can see that's 1 chevron. That's 2. Right? It shows you how many chevrons it's going to make. Now if I go to here, I expose his back. So I'm going to actually do that. So that gave me 2 chevrons, and I'm attacking the back.
Affirmative. Scored a critical hit.
Orders.
And then we got our situation here.
Got it.
I should probably focus on one.
Standing by.
Okay, now this is a situation where I need to wait. We went after the blackjack. Not a horrible choice.
Warning. Armor low.
Receiving you.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Heading out.
So this one has 85%, really good. Yeah, let's focus.
Confirmed.
He's gonna go first, and of course he's going after our injured guy. And now we lost a leg. Alright, this is not good.
Oh, I'm wounded.
I can get behind him though.
Standing by.
I'm already behind this one. Get behind him.
Commander?
So let's see. What are my percentages? Low and low. So if I get closer, 50% in the back. We're gonna do 65%. Oh my goodness. That was an excellent hit.
Enemy mech. Critical damage
Ready for
detected.
orders.
Alright. I already got a back shot, or... Yeah, I gotta do it this way. It's gonna overheat me.
This should be good.
That did not do
Over
good.
The red line. Heat damage. I copy.
Alright, we took out an arm already, which was good.
Solid connection on that one.
Ooh. We survived it.
My armor's getting stripped off. Ready for orders.
So we stand back up.
Ugh,
We still have all of our weapons, which is crazy. I can get 2 chevrons, which I'm gonna do.
my neck is slipping.
And we're gonna hit him for 70%, which I'll do. Going after me again. He just did massive damage.
Internal structure damage. Receiving you.
I gotta get out of his way
Good to go.
with the behemoth. But I don't have a lot of movement points, as you can see. And then this guy
For orders.
needs to do a melee attack and he can't. Ugh. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to sensor lock him, get rid of 2 of those chevrons,
Waiting for orders.
and then with the behemoth, take out some more of him,
That hit
but
something
he
good.
still has not gone down. I'm going to come around to the side. You can see there's no armor left at all.
All weapons committed.
And we just got his leg.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
They were right. It's a big mech, but its armor was really poor. And as much as I want to beat on him, this is my bigger threat at the moment.
Affirmative.
All those red numbers is nothing but gooey goodness. He's overheated, so he can't do too much. There he did. He cooled down. We gotta take this guy down. So the question becomes, who do I try to take him down with?
Orders.
Do I go after rockets? Yeah, let's do it.
All weapons on
Man, it still didn't do it.
go. Reporting critical hit.
He backed away. Oof, oof. See, that's RNG on our side right there.
Roger that.
Wow. Do I go after him again? Answer's yes.
All weapons committed.
Moon is mine! You can't...
We got her. We got her. Yeah, let's melee.
Time to get physical.
Man, it just won't go down. I am getting so lucky.
My internals are taking a beating.
Ready for orders.
Wow.
Location confirmed.
That has a low probability, so it just generates a lot of heat for nothing. Man.
Standing by. On my way.
There we go. Wow.
Target eliminated.
And now we have to board the derelict. And because she only has one leg, she moves really slow.
On my way.
On the move.
So here you can see I only had 5 more ammo. This one only had 7. That one was unlimited. I was down to 180, but at 20 each, that was 9 more ammo.
Confirmed.
So
Holding.
limiting the ammo,
Received.
it's the right idea, because I've played this scenario enough times where I have mechs running out of ammo, and then basically you're just fist fighting until somebody wins.
Mission
And there we go.
successful.
Damage the mech, but we're good. So now the pirates don't like us. Which, you don't want this if you want to get into the black market. But it is what it is. And we do have a big 60-ton mech of hers that we can try to salvage. And another Shadowhawk. And I'm looking at the other stuff here. This is all standard fare. So let's go for another one of these. We'll go for a Jenner. There she is. She is alive. Big shocker, I'm sure. Okay, so she's gonna buy all the debts. We can now travel to more systems. It looks like we got a Centurion.
Is back online.
Alright, so if we look at our financial report, for whatever reason it still says 271. That's the only thing I don't quite understand. Because, like, bank loan interest payment should be 0. And maybe that'll correct itself once we hit the end of the month. I don't know. So, something I ignore a lot is you might be able to sometimes get like a good one. Like this person already has 2 skills. Sometimes though, I like getting the ones without the skills because they're, you can groom them a little bit better. But this one is almost fully got the basics, so that's actually a real nice one to hire.
New mech warriors.
But the more you hire, the more wages you gotta pay, so be careful. Part of me says just max it out. There's actually achievements you get for doing that, but you do have to pay their wages, and it's not cheap. They do add up. With the mech bays, we now have a Centurion, so we got another 50, which right now we're using a Vindicator. The Centurion has 3 missiles. The Griffin only had 2. So part of me is looking at that and eyeing that up. I think there might be an issue though where all 3 of them are in the same spot. This is a problem because when you use the big LRM5s only take up 1 spot, 10s take up more, then 15s take up, then 20 will take up half the thing. But we do have another mech that we can do some magic with, and I have no idea what the load on this bad boy. You can see there's a ballistic, there's 3 rockets, and then there's 2 lasers. So what we could do is we could get a little weird and go short range. Short range missiles are 8 damage times 6, so that would be 48 damage if all of them hit. And this is 8 damage times 2. And you get these bad boys in, right? 1, 2, 3. So now you got 8 times 6, it's 48 times 3, right? That's 150 minus 6, that's 146 damage. And that could be pretty healthy. Get 146 damage and still have medium lasers, and look, it didn't take a lot of weight. I do have to put some ammo on, so we could, theoretically, it uses the SRM ammo, so we get 4 of those bad boys on there, and we're looking at our weapon here, we get another medium laser on there. That's actually a damage dealer, like up close damage dealer, but still a damage dealer nonetheless. And since you got to get up close with the SRMs, you could put these small laser on like that. But look at the heat efficiency. Horrible, horrible. And then we load up the armor. We'll come over here. Let's get some heat sinks in. 1, 2, 3. And you can see the energy management of this thing is miserable. I mean, even if I take the small laser out and replace it with an MG, the heat management's a little better. It's the 2 medium lasers that's doing it. So that's your challenge, right? Is how do you balance everything? We can lower the armor. That's always a thing. So I can put that back on. And we just come over here. Now there are better heat sinks. These are the basic ones. It's just that it's it's going to be a while before we find better ones. And here you can see I just put 4 of them in, and it's still telling me that my heat management is poor. So we heat sink 51. See how it says there? It says heat sinking is 51. But the Alpha Strike, that means if we fire all of our weapons, that's what Alpha Strike means, we're going to generate 66. That's the reason why you see the 3 negative arrows. So if we do an Alpha Strike where we shoot everything we have, we're in trouble. We're going to have a negative effect. Now this one isn't always going to shoot, and that generates 6 heat. And if you look at this and you take 6 heat away, the Alpha Strike's still going to do more. But we're already at 54. I mean, look at how much lower my armor has to go. I can always take an ammo away, right? That gives us a ton back. I can take away the small laser, which gives us a half a ton back. And helps with that as well. I mean, those are your challenges. I can even take, an SRM-6 away and put in an SRM-2. Because remember, we have SRM-2s, which won't do as much damage as an SRM-6. That's 8 times 6. This is 8 times 2. But it will lower the heat. The heat generation on this is a 12. Heat generation for this is 4. So it'll solve the heat problem and it'll solve the weight problem. And sometimes maybe that's the compromise you got to make. Is, okay, I want to do 3 SRM-6s, but maybe that's too much. Part of me is like, the 3 SRM-6s are pretty nice. I'd almost rather get rid of these. And that's where the dilemmas kick in. What is the right choice? I don't know. Medium lasers can be very effective. The thing with lasers is they hit points, and they do a lot of damage to armor in that exact point. Other weapons are wildly random where they hit, and so lasers have the ability to sometimes pierce the armor and get to the juicy core, and that's the reason why the energy weapons are nice. Now, the math behind what causes it to do what, that's a little difficult. I don't know. I can't fully explain that part. So that's but I can tell you that the energy weapons are, sometimes you feel like, oh my gosh, they all hit and did nothing. But most of the time, they're very effective. That's why they're nice. I am a big fan of the missiles. The missiles they just pack punch. And the thing with the missiles is they're physical, so they knock them off their feet. And if you get them off their feet, you can kill them real easily when they're on the ground. So that's sort of my thing, is like you get them to the ground and then you can beat them into submission. Alright, so with that said, I'm taking off the medium lasers. I think I convinced myself. And then when I do that, I don't need the heat sinks as much. See? I don't need that as much either. So then I can max out my armor. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
And then this guy lost an arm. And so we lost a heat sink in the process. You can see that he has room for armor.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Lots of days. Lots of days. Holy buckets. 29 days to do 50 days? Wow. What's going on? I think I can move him down. That makes it a little better. So now I think we can go to any of these systems. And this is where it gets bunkers. Because it's like, okay, well, where do we go? What do we do? Also, when we get into the difficulties, the 1 star, or the 1 skull, you could see, and it does go up. Not yet. And there's the 1.5s, so there's a lot more of those. Are there any 2s? Yep, there are. So be careful, because right, we're starting here, and boom, that's just 1 system away. That's a 2 star. That's a bit janky. You don't want to do 2 stars yet, I don't think. I mean, I think I could win. I really do, but it might require a few reloads and try-agains. Now this symbol here, it looks like an egg, or like an eyeball. That just means you visited those systems already. So we visited these 4 systems. We haven't visited any of these. And then this is where it also gets into, okay, I would like some LRM-20s. Well, I know that long-range missiles are done by chemicals. And you can hover over this, see, these are LRM and SRMs. So by putting that filter on, let's take that filter off. There's a star over here, and so that's the chemicals. See? So if I somehow meander over to here or to there, I can get chemicals going. There's one way over here, and so forth. So the world's our oyster. We can go wherever we'd like. Just like before, after we do a certain number of missions, she's going to approach us again and say, hey, I got something else for you. And just like before, you know, you want to just always take it easy and get the experience wherever you can. And collect some more. You're always trying to improve your mechs as well. And then our mech warriors, sometimes it's hard. You know, she does have some experience built up, but it takes longer and longer to level up as you go up on these. Like, I think you need 8,000 when you get to this last one. So it'll be a while. So let's see what we got right here. Yeah, no matter what, we're traveling. So we're either going to Detroit or Detroit. And both of them are 22 days. Now, they are only half skull. They will pay for it. And remember, if you keep taking half skull missions, they don't pay as well. They don't drop good stuff. You're eventually going to have expenses that are higher than what you're making. So, in this case, they're both going to pay for me to take 22 days to go to a place that's only a half skull in difficulty, and that's here, which is where we've already been. And there is a chemical here. It's not advanced chemicals, it's plain. So we did advanced chemicals, right? That's just a regular chemical. Like I said, we've already been there before. Part of me is like, no. Although they do pay for it. That's the key thing. That's a 2 skull, 1.5. This is more our style. It's got a mega city, it's rich. But it's going to cost us 30,000 to get there. And you can see these are the players. Like if we go there, it's the free world. Ooh, Comstar? I didn't even know Comstar was a thing. I've never run into Comstar before. That's really wild. There's no Comstar here, is there? Nope. Very interesting. So that's our dilemma. Oh, one more thing I was going to check. If we do take the free flight to Detroit, maybe it's because we want to go this way, right? And this is where we ultimately want to go. Or maybe that's where we ultimately want to go. And you can see there are some... There's like a pirate presence. And so you might get to do a lot of quests for the pirates. And I won't be making the Capellans very happy with me, probably. But that's like a thing, right? You want to go to Sacramento, and you might get a lot of quests where you get to help the pirates because we do need to get our reputation up with them. So that's something we can consider. And see, that's 90,000 to get there, but we can get to here for free if we take the contract. And there's also pirates present on this one as well. I'm a little torn right now. This one has manufacturing. There's a part of me that likes getting down here. This is a good guy to ally with. Although I think the campaign sends you this direction. You're going to spend a lot of time in Turian space. And I don't recognize this little goat. I'm assuming this is the people who rebelled against us. Yeah, the Oregon Directorate. That's what it is. So yeah, so this is the cousin, Victoria Espinoza and all them. So this is enemy territory. The campaign's going to send us this way. So that's why a part of me is like, you know what? Now's the time to go this way and get reputation points. So what's the best way to go? Like that, you have to go through 2 systems. I know it's crazy, but are we going to really do a 2-star? Yeah, let's do it. We're going to travel.
By your command.
You only live once. And you got to be careful. Your mechs are only so good. And these mechs, enemy mechs, can be really good. But if you can eke out a few wins and you pick up some salvage, now all of a sudden you got better mechs because you're facing better mechs, so you're going to get better mechs. It's a little bit of a catch-22. All right, let's see here. Morale goes down by 2. We get 3 tech points, which is great because that means we're going to finish our stuff quicker.
Arrived at our destination, Commander.
Remember, Black Market? We're not invited yet. Look at that. That's a beautiful... It's only +1 accuracy. It's not that great, but it's better than what we have. I'm going to buy it. Oh, look at that. There's another one. I'm going to buy that too. So I just spent 66,000, but that was worth it. Everything else is standard. Gonna buy another one of those just because
New equipment available.
we might need it. And here we go. We get some TTSs. So this is gonna give us +1 accuracy of ballistic missiles. It weighs 1 ton and it takes 2 spots. And that's +1 accuracy on energy. Now those are very expensive for our current budget, but those are nice to get. You definitely want those. There's +3s out there, so having a +1 is, you know, marginal better, but now this Archer, really nice one to have. It has a missilery suite, so all of your LRMs have bonuses to them. They do clustering, which means that every missile is going to hit the same spot. They're going to act like lasers. And if you're doing SRMs, which is the short-range stuff, it's +75% stability damage, so your SRMs are going to be really powerful at knocking them off their feet. Archers are pretty darn cool. The urban mech is pretty standard. Let's see. The Banshee. Now, I think the 3E might be what I'm looking for. I think there's another one that has 6. But see how there's these hard points? The Banshee is the ultimate get-in-your-face fight kind of thing. I think there's one that has 6. Like, it's a Banshee, but it's a different letter designation instead of 3E. But that's what we want. We want a Banshee, ultimately. But this is $1.2 million for just 1/3 of a Banshee. So, gonna be a while. Alright, we did everything. Let's go look at our contracts. This is a 2-star system, so we're going to have some tough contracts here. And look at this. They're not even willing to give us contracts because we don't have enough reputation with them. Who is this against? Anything against the planetary government you want to do. Because you don't get any reputation loss. You're only gaining reputation. So look at that. 500,000 for doing this. And you get to select 3 items. I mean, it's all good. The problem is you got to survive the mission. Or, this is where it starts to get more tricky, right? So I'm going to get 6 boost. That moves it to 8. And that moves it to 10. So now I could theoretically get a +4. It's almost like doing the mission twice. Almost. But right now we still need money and stuff. So keeping it in the middle is good. I mean, that theoretically is better, and still 300,000 is decent, right? 86,000 is a little low, but man oh man, the stuff you'll get, right? And at a 2-star difficulty, these should all be better than us, but I think I can do okay if I put it there. I would like the money. We started with 1 million. Our expenses are now 300 grand, so it's gone up. Behemoth is in the shop, so let's get Glitch out there. And this is a defend the base one, so this is a harder one. And we're going to be playing against more difficult mechs. So these mechs at 2 stars, they're going to have more armor. That's really going to be the difference. We're not necessarily going to face tough. We are going to face some medium mechs instead of light, but they will have more armor on them. So they're going to be harder to take down.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, so we're up against...
What place is this?
One second. Okay. My son has come home from college, so it's been a while. Oh, that's right, we gotta survive 10 rounds. We're guarding a base. It's a very large base. And I guarantee you, just like before, they're gonna come from different angles. This is probably not going to be one of them, although sometimes the game gets tricky that way, where somebody's just down here shooting up in the air. I would say more than likely there's going to be one over here on the right. That seems to be the MO. And of course, there's somebody in front of us, and they said it was a really large mech, which the good news about that is if we could take it down, specifically, we could take its legs out. We can get the whole mech. So let's just see what we could come up with here. We have to survive 10 rounds, of course. So I can bull rush this mech. It might work. But they're definitely coming from another angle. That, just like before. And it's right around round 7, round 6. So I only have so many rounds to do what I want to do. Oh, let's bull rush.
Uh-huh.
Coordinates.
On my way.
Pick
Right.
up a blip.
So there's 2 of them. 3. So there's the light dude over here. 2 more there. Okay, I am going to be interrupted a lot. So I do have to make a decision. Nobody has landed outside here yet. But I do have one distraction to my left. These two are coming up. I gotta decide, am I still gonna commit or am I gonna back up? Because I do believe something's gonna be over here or in the back. See, the edge is very close here. So I'm gonna assume the right side is where they're gonna come from. Although this one did come from the left side, so that's possible. So I think I'm gonna have Glitch come this way. Just like that. And it's only 40%, but we'll try it. And of course we miss.
I may need some more time in the simulator.
Yes, you do. You stink. And then I'm going to reserve and make these guys get closer.
For the right opportunity.
And yes, I will move up. See how big these guys are. Ooh, that's a heavy. See? Wow, that is a big one. And that's a medium. See, they both have massive defenses on. Sure.
All weapons committed.
Alright, so we were able to get through. It was 40% reduced.
Standing by.
This one's a high energy one. I will not move forward with the energy one. Man, I just keep missing that little guy. And then this one, we're going to do some rockets. Let's keep going after the big one. So normally they do 4 damage each, but they're only doing 2 because of all the defenses. And no one has landed other directions yet.
What can I do for you?
Yes, Commander.
So you can see the heat, it builds up fast, right? So I may want to just come up and melee this guy. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go up and melee with this one.
Firing.
So we impaired his sensors. If I wait for him to move, he's going to get to shoot at us, but oh, look at him. He defended again. That jerk.
Good to go.
We could melee. Sure, let's melee. Let's get one of these off the plate.
Another hit like that and you...
Oof. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, see, look, he just did a lot of damage. Alright.
That got through my armor, Commander.
Yep, it did. But he's no longer got the defenses up. So we just did a full 100 damage to him.
Waiting for orders.
And as you can see, at the full 100 damage, it's still not... Like, you can see he's got some... Like, all of his armor's gone for that arm. So I am penetrating him, but man, oh man. Like, this one here, we did even 20 structural damage. Oof. Alright, let's go.
Copy that.
There we go, we got that arm I was talking about.
Think I hit something good.
I've got eyes on hostiles.
And there they are, just like predicted.
Heading your way.
I'm gonna have to divert.
Damage minor. Waiting for orders.
Alright, so Medusa's hot, so we gotta go melee.
Time to get physical.
That's all good. Centurion has taken no damage. I gotta quit worrying about this little guy. And we'll come up here.
Coordinates received.
We can... That's a back shot against him, but it's only 40%. This one's 80%. I like that better. Let's finish off this guy. I have an issue. They're coming. And so I feel like I gotta turn around and start going this way. The problem is where I'm currently sitting, I have a 70% against him, or I can do a really nice back shot, but he's got all those chevrons. Let's go do the 70%.
All weapons committed.
That's 100 more damage and he's still standing.
Good to go.
I mean, this is getting brutal. I want to finish him off, and you can see it's getting close. And I can aim for the center torso, like I can do a precision strike. Right here, it's only a 33%. Let's do it. That's the only way we're going to finish this guy. Oh, we knocked him down. If I can take out his legs, it's like, at this point, it's like, how can we worry about his legs? He just did a lot of damage.
Armor breach! Internal damage!
And then these guys we can't see are already doing damage to us. Yeah, we're in trouble.
Good to go.
Alright, glitch. I need to finish this guy off.
Got it.
We injured the pilot
That's
again.
critical hit.
He is still standing. Centurion. Ooh. YouTuber. I think I gotta turn around. We have a back shot. We have an AC-20. Ooh. That was a good hit.
For orders.
Alright. I gotta do it. Now his right arm's gone.
How'd that taste? Commander?
Whoever's over here, I don't even know where they're at. I'm gonna charge forward. And we're gonna do a back shot against this guy.
Targeting for an alpha.
This is a bad idea. I'm breaking my own rules. You need to finish them off one at a time. And I'm like dividing up my attacks. And there they come.
A friendly structure.
So there we go.
destroyed.
I lost that. It's hard. These defense ones. That little dude is annoying.
Commander?
I'm gonna do a back shot against
On
him.
my way.
It's only 30%. He still has that AC-10. That's his most damage-dealing thing. We're gonna have to do this one.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
We missed it completely. Ah,
Systems recycling for another shot.
we're getting blasted.
Can't take many more hits like that.
Alright, that's me. I can do a back shot against him.
All weapons committed.
Oh, we got a leg.
Enemy mech.
One of the legs.
Damage detected.
If I can knock the pilot out, we'll get all three pieces. Didn't happen.
Good to go.
So I can come up here and melee attack him. Because I have heat. Let's try to aim for the leg.
Copy that.
I didn't aim, by the way. Still didn't finish him off. Jeez Louise.
Got it.
I could aim for this, 50%, but we're gonna go for the leg. Let's try it. Did not. That was not a good move. Maybe a bad idea. Yeah, I may have screwed up.
Reporting structural damage. Come on, Mech Warriors! It's go time!
Alright, I gotta check.
Good to go.
So, we lost an arm, but we didn't lose the battle. %.
Firing everything I've got.
There we go. He's.
Mech destroyed.
We didn't do the center. Actually, we might actually. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Who did that?
You can see daylight through my armor.
Yes, you can. That is not a lie. All right, let's get up here. All right, that was a solid hit. Solid hit.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Putting my weight into it.
There we go. 2 down.
Enemy down. Receiving you. Acknowledged. Let's see how you like this.
Right leg gone. Down he goes. Ooh, a Cyclops.
Waiting for orders. Right, Commander. All weapons are go.
Orders. Heading out.
It's usually best to finish off the person on the ground. And man, oh man, are we not finishing him off.
Giving them everything we've got.
There we go. We got him.
One less target.
And yeah, I wanted to go after this guy. I think this is another heavy. It'd be nice to get to his back. It's an assault. That's even better than a heavy. This is the best in the game right here.
All weapons.
But it also means that this is going to be a really tough guy to take down. Alright, so I'm going to save this because I'm on the verge of
Good to go.
getting destroyed. I'm going to stay far back and just try to snipe this guy with glitch. With this one, I'm trying to get behind him. So I'm going to just keep pushing the limit here.
Ready for orders.
And then with Medusa,
Standing by. Move order received. Roger.
yeah, look at how much my armor just disappears. There's only 1 round left,
Commander?
and we win. There we go. This is what I'm looking for right here. So now I got a back view.
All weapons.
Wow.
limited.
I know that did damage to him. I know it did. I know it did.
Location confirmed.
I'm gonna overheat with this one.
Fire. All weapons.
Yeah, that's not good.
Heat. It's frying my internals.
Oh, look at that.
Critical hit, Commander.
We even had some ammo explode.
Mission successful.
Ah, we needed to down him. We're not gonna get any pieces. Man, it makes me want to redo the mission. Getting an assault mech this early would be fantastic. Alright, so then we move forward. As you can tell, we took a beating, but got 2,000 experience points. And look at that, 70 tons. And bam, bam, and bam, we're going to get a cataphract. It's not that great, but for this stage of the game, that's fantastic. And had we done that to the assault mech, we would have gotten a Cyclops, which is way better than this one. But anyways, look at that. That's awesome. So awesome. Yeah, see, we gotta... And remember, you can take your time. Don't have to rush for that one.
Mech you wanted is back online.
And so if I go to that mech bay now, we got a cataphract here, and it comes loaded with stuff already. None of it's all that great, but still, 70-ton mech when we're fighting with 45-tonners. That's fantastic. All right, I got guests arriving, and I've been pushing my limit here, and every time I try to record, I then get interrupted by 100 people, and it's good. It's a real blessing to have people in your life. So, anyways, thank you for as always, and stay awesome, everybody. And I'm having a blast. I love this game, and we'll continue it later. Thanks for watching.